Imagine time not as a ticking clock, but as a deep, wide river flowing through the night. Tonight you are not in your bed, you are resting on the banks of that eternal river. The sounds of the modern world have faded away, replaced by the soft whisper of the wind shifting the desert sands. Above you, the sky is not merely dark, it is a canopy of obsidian, dusted with the diamond light of a billion stars. Here the air is warm and dry, carrying the ancient scent of baked earth and the cool, sweet breath of the Nile. Take a deep breath. Inhale the stillness. You are safe here at the beginning of history. Tonight, we will drift down this river, journeying through the dreams of pharaohs, walking the silent halls of temples, and finding rest in the shadow of the pyramids. The ancient Egyptians believed the Milky Way was a Nile in the sky, a mirror of the life-giving waters below. Let us float between these two rivers, drifting back to the Zep Tepi, the first time when the world was new and silence reigned supreme. Before there was anything, there was only none, the dark, motionless waters of chaos. Imagine that vast, peaceful ocean of potential. From this silence, the first mound of earth, the Ben, rose up, just as the fertile land rises from the receding floodwaters of the Nile every year. Visualize the very first sunrise, the golden light of Ra breaking the horizon, touching the tip of the Ben stone. It is not a blinding light, but a warm, golden embrace that chases away the cold. You are there, watching the birth of the world, feeling the warmth on your skin. Everything is in order. Everything is mat, perfect balance. Chapter 1. The Union of Two Lands. We float forward to the dawn of civilization, around 3100 BC. Egypt is not yet one, but two. To the south lies the White Land, the rugged valley. To the north lies the Red Land, the delta where the river fans out to the sea. Picture King Narmer, the first unifier. He stands tall, a figure of calm authority. In his hands, he holds the destiny of a nation. Visualize him placing the double crown, the pshent, upon his head. It is a heavy physical symbol of unity, the white crown of the south nested within the red crown of the north. As he wears this crown, the chaos of the world settles into order. The two lands breathe as one. Imagine the symbol of the Semitawi, the lotus flower of the south and the papyrus plant of the north, their stems knotted together in a perfect, unbreakable bond. This knot is like the breath in your lungs, inhale and exhale, binding your body and mind in peace. The land is at rest. The two lands are united, and so are you. Chapter 2. The Symphony of Stone, the Old Kingdom. Drift further down the river to the Old Kingdom, the Age of Pyramids. We are at the Giza Plateau, but it is not a ruin, it is alive. The sound of the pyramids. Listen closely. The construction of the Great Pyramid is not a noise of suffering, but a rhythmic chant of devotion. Can you hear the copper chisels meeting the limestone? Clink, clink, clink. It is a steady, hypnotic beat, like a metronome slowing down your heart rate. Thousands of workers are hauling massive blocks, their voices raised in a deep, humming song to keep the rhythm. Heave, ho, heave, ho. The sound vibrates through the ground, a low frequency that grounds you. The sun sets behind the massive triangular silhouette, turning the sky a deep indigo. The work stops. The dust settles. Silence returns to the desert, heavier and more profound than before. It is now night. On the flat roof of a temple, a priest astronomer stands in absolute stillness. He holds a merket, a simple rib of palm wood with a plumb line. He is watching the imperishable stars, the ones that never set. He aligns his tool with the pole star. He is waiting for a specific star to cross the meridian to mark the hour. His focus is absolute. He does not move. He barely breathes. The universe is a clock, ticking slowly, silently across the sky. Join him in this quiet observation. There is no rush. There is only the slow, majestic rotation of the heavens. Chapter 3. The Rhythm of the Nile, the Middle Kingdom. We leave the stone giants and descend to the river bank, entering the lush green world of the Middle Kingdom. Life here follows the rhythm of the water. It is early morning. A mist clings to the water. A farmer is at work with his shadoof, a long wooden pole with a bucket on one end and a counterweight on the other. Listen to the sound it makes. Creak, splash, swish. The wood groans softly. The water splashes into the irrigation canal. It is a repetitive, soothing loop. Creak, splash. The water flows into the thirsty earth, turning the gray soil to black. Deep within a temple, steps lead down into the cool, dark water of the river. This is a nilometer. A priest descends the stone stairs, his torch casting dancing shadows on the wet walls. He is measuring the pulse of Egypt. He watches the water lap against the markings on the wall. Lap, lap, lap. The water is cool and calm. The flood is coming, bringing life. There is nothing to fear. The river will provide. In a quiet room nearby, a scribe sits cross-legged. The air smells of dry papyrus rolls and earthy ink. He chews the end of his reed pen to soften it. Watch him dip the pen into black ink. He writes on the papyrus. Listen to the sound. Scritch, scratch, scritch. The reed glides over the textured fibers. He is writing a hymn to the Nile. The act of writing is a meditation. Each hieroglyph is a picture, a small world captured in ink. The concentration is total. The world outside fades away, leaving only the rhythm of the pen and the flow of words. Chapter 4. The Temple of Healing. Egypt is a land of magic and medicine. We approach a house of life, a temple library and clinic. A physician is preparing a remedy from the Ebers papyrus. The room is filled with comforting, earthy scents. Can you smell them? The resinous warmth of frankincense, the sweetness of honey, the sharp tang of juniper berries, and the grounding aroma of myrrh. He grinds herbs in a stone mortar. Grind, grind. The rhythmic motion is soothing. He is making a salve for relaxation. He whispers a spell over the mixture, not just words, but vibrations of healing. For those who need deeper healing, there is the sleep temple. Imagine entering a cool, dim sanctuary dedicated to Imhotep. The walls are thick stone, blocking out the heat and the noise of the day. You are led to a small chamber. You lie down on a bed covered in soft linen. The air is heavy with the scent of kifai, a temple incense made of raisins, wine, honey, and resins, burned at sunset to induce sleep. A priest places a small clay statue of Bes, the protector of sleep, by your head. Sleep, he whispers. Let the god speak to you in the silence. You feel a heavy relaxation spreading through your limbs. You are in a sacred space, protected and watched over. This is incubation, sleeping to heal. Chapter 5. The Golden Expedition, the New Kingdom. We awaken in the golden age of the New Kingdom. The air is brighter here. We are sailing on the Red Sea, returning from the legendary land of Punt with Queen Hatshepsut's fleet. The ships are heavy, sitting low in the turquoise water. They are carrying a precious cargo, living myrrh trees, their roots wrapped in baskets of earth. The scent drifting from the deck is intoxicating, a mixture of salt spray, exotic spices, and the fresh, resinous sap of the trees. Imagine the sound of the wooden hull cutting through the waves. The wind snaps the linen sails. We arrive at the great temple of Karnak. Walking through the hall of columns, a forest of stone, we hear the shaking of the sistrum. Ch-ch-ching, ch-ch-ching. It is a metallic rattle, like rain on a tin roof, used to soothe the gods. The air is thick with blue smoke from the incense burners, calming the mind and lifting the spirit. Chapter 6. The City of Light, Amarna. Now the scene shifts. The dark, mysterious temples are gone. We are in Akhetaten, the horizon of the Aten, the city of the heretic king, Akhenaten. Here, there are no roofs on the temples. There are no shadows to hide in. The floors are painted with scenes of nature, ducks flying from marshes, calves jumping in the grass. It is a city of pure light. Imagine standing in the great Aten temple at dawn. There is no statue to worship, only the sun disk itself rising above the cliffs. The rays of the sun end in tiny hands, reaching down to touch you, offering you the ankh, the breath of life. Feel the warmth on your face. It is a gentle, life-giving heat. The desert wind blows through the open courts, whistling softly. It is a place of clarity and openness. Chapter 7. The Miracle of the Sun, Abu Simbel. We travel south to the very edge of Egypt, to the great temple of Abu Simbel. 4 colossal statues of Ramses II sit carved into the mountainside, staring eternally eastward. It is the hour before dawn. We enter the temple, walking 60 meters deep into the mountain. It is pitch black and cool. We are in the Holy of Holies. 4 statues sit in the dark: Ptah, Amun, Ramses, and Ra. We wait. Slowly, the miracle begins. The sun rises outside. A beam of pure golden light pierces the darkness of the doorway. It travels down the long corridor like a laser. It touches Amun. It illuminates the face of King Ramses, turning the stone to gold. It moves to Ra, but it leaves Ptah, the god of the underworld, in darkness. For 20 minutes, the king is one with the sun. Then the light fades, and the mountain returns to its slumber. Chapter 8. The Queen's Barge. History flows toward its twilight. We see a vision of unimaginable luxury gliding down the Nile. It is the barge of Cleopatra. This is not a boat. It is a floating palace. The sails are dyed a deep royal purple. The oars are plated with silver, and they dip into the water to the rhythm of flutes and harps. Splash, plink, splash, plink. The air is perfumed with rose and jasmine. You are reclining on deck under a canopy of gold-woven cloth. The movement of the boat is barely perceptible, just a gentle rocking that lulls you deeper into relaxation. The water reflects the moonlight, rippling like liquid silver. Chapter 9. The Field of Reeds, the Afterlife. Finally, we reach the end of the journey, which for the Egyptians was only the beginning. We cross to the west bank, to the realm of Osiris. You stand in the hall of truth. Your heart is placed on a scale. On the other side is the feather of Ma'at, truth, lightness, order. Watch the scale. It balances perfectly. Your heart is light. You are Ma-Keru, true of voice. The gates open. You step into Aru, the field of reeds. It is not a cloudy heaven, but a perfected version of the Egypt you love. The fields are lush and green, stretching to the horizon. The grain grows tall. The canals are full of cool, clear water. There is no sickness here, no old age. You see your ancestors sitting under a sycamore tree, playing the game of Senate. They smile and wave. You climb into a small papyrus skiff and push off into the stream. The reeds brush against the boat. Hiss, hush, hiss, hush. The sun is warm, but never burns. You are home. You are eternal. The boat of Ra has completed its journey across the sky. It is now docking in the western mountains. The sky goddess, Nut, arches her star-filled body over the earth, swallowing the sun to birth it again in the morning. You are lying on the banks of the Nile of the stars. The great Sphinx watches the horizon with eyes that have seen eternity. The desert has cooled. The world is silent. Listen to this ancient whisper, a protection for your sleep. The night has come. The stars are the lamps of the sky. Nut spreads her wings over you. She protects you from the dark. Your heart is light as a feather. Your breath is the breath of the north wind. Drift now on the waters of Nun. Drift toward the sunrise. Sleep, sleep, and be renewed. Good night.